Hello, everybody. This is Adam of the IDP show, and I am here today to talk to you about the Bradley Chubb trade. This trade went down on Monday, right before the trade deadline. Miami receives Bradley Chubb, a 2024 fifth round pick, and Denver receives a 23 first round pick, a 24 fourth round pick, and Chase Edmonds, who signed a 2-year, $12 million deal with Miami this offseason. Chubb has already signed an extension for 5 years, $110 million. $63 million of that is guaranteed. So let's start with a little background on Bradley Chubb. Chubb played his college ball at NC State. He saw success early on in his college career. He appeared in 13 games as a sophomore, and he recorded 66 tackles, 5 sacks, and 10 tackles for loss. So early college production is significant if you're familiar with the term breakout age. Breakout age is the idea that the younger a person is when he or she first becomes a leader in their respective field, the more likely that person is to go on to become phenomenal in their craft. Chubb continued to get better and better in college. He was dominant in his junior and senior years. He also had a really nice athletic profile. Chubb was 6'4", 270 pounds. He ran a 4.65 40. His speed score was in the 88th percentile, and his burst score was in the 79th percentile. He had a relative athletic score of 9.49. Because of all these factors, he was the 5th overall pick in the 2018 NFL draft. Chubb saw immediate success in the NFL, racking up 60 tackles and 12 sacks as a rookie. His 57 pressures ranked 27th best among all NFL defenders. So, this is great. Highly drafted guy, solid athletic profile, great college production, early college production. And now he's immediately producing in the NFL, checking every single box that we have. Then the injury started to pile up. So Chubb tore his ACL 4 games into his 2019 season. In 2020, he returned and was pretty solid. He posted 7.5 sacks, 42 tackles in 14 games. He actually made the Pro Bowl for the first time that year. In 2021, he had to have bone spurs removed from both ankles, causing him to miss 10 games. So in total, he missed 24 games from 2019 to 2021. So 2021, obvious low point, tons of talk that he can't stay healthy. When he's out there, he's not really racking up sacks like some of the other edge rushers and highly drafted players. He's nearing the end of his contract. Wasn't looking great for Chubb, but 2022, he has returned and he's been healthy. He hasn't missed a game yet. He has racked up 5.5 sacks and 26 tackles in 8 games for Denver. PFF has him with 26 pressures on the year. That's 19th most among all edge rushers. His 79.2 pass rush grade is also 19th best among all edge rushers. For fantasy, Chubb is averaging 13.7 points per game. That's 28th best among all edge rushers. He has 2 30-point games on the year, scoring 31.55 in week 1 and 34.1 in week 5. In 2021, there were only 8 edge rushers that had multiple 30-point games. So that's a good sign right there for old Brad. Chubb has one of the highest ceilings among edge rushers in the league. Obviously going to be very up and down, but that's the position he plays. When he does produce, it tends to be in bunches and of the week winning variety. Those are the type of players that I like to roster. What about Miami, though? Do we expect this production to continue? I think so. Bradley Chubb is still just 26 years old. He's joining an up-and-coming defensive line that is loaded with talent in Jaelan Phillips, Christian Wilkins, Emmanuel Ogbah, and Melvin Ingram. Let's highlight Jaelan Phillips, who I believe is one of the best young pass rushers in the NFL. His 32 pressures are 8th most among edge rushers, and his 80.4 pass rush grade ranks 10th. He has a pass rush win rate of 21.7%, which is 6th best among all edge rushers. I think you can argue that this trade helps Phillips more than anyone. Here's a cool little stat that my boy John Macri over at PFF gave me. Chubb has 4 total pressures that have resulted in a sack for his teammates this season. That is tied for 6th most at his position. Now, what about Miami? Outside of Jaelan Phillips, Miami edge rushers have created 0 sacks for their teammates this season. So Jaelan Phillips has himself some help. We love to see it. So what do I think about Bradley Chubb for Dynasty? I'm very excited. I think the change of scenery was needed for Chubb there. Miami, that's a team on an upward trajectory. Whereas in Denver, you're having to deal with this Russell Wilson sideshow drama, and Sounds like there's going to be a coaching change at some point. So that's just something we don't really want to deal with. I'm happy that he's getting a fresh start somewhere else and with what seems to be a really good organization. So I've moved Bradley Chubb up to edge 20 in my dynasty ranks. That is behind Montez Sweat, who is my edge 19, and in front of Trey Hendrickson, who is my edge 21. How do I value him in terms of draft picks? As of today, I think he's worth at least a future third-round rookie pick in leagues where he's listed as a defensive end, an edge, or defensive line. I'd probably start there. I think Chubb's going to be great. The best is yet to come. I don't think we've seen his best ball, so I'm very excited, very optimistic. Now, what about Denver? Why did they do this deal? Well, he's expiring. He's going to be very expensive, clearly. No one wants to pay someone that has missed 24 games. At least they don't. People love first round picks. Those are the reasons why they made this trade. But I think the biggest reason they made it is because Denver's deep at edge. They signed Randy Gregory to a 4-year deal this offseason. They switched Baron Browning from linebacker to edge, where he has been thriving. They drafted Nick Bonito in the second round out of Oklahoma. Vermont Jones is playing well and is extremely underrated. They have Jonathan Cooper still there. They brought in Jacob Martin via trade with the Jets. They just have a lot of solid players there at edge. And when you have someone like Chubb, who you can still get a first-round pick out of, even though he has dealt with the injuries and really hasn't been that productive. Anytime you can cash out and start fresh, I think it's a win-win for both teams. I really like it for the young guys there in Denver. I think it's wheels up for Baron Browning. I think it's really good for Nick Bonito to get a longer look and see what he's all about. But yeah, awesome trade. Excited to see how it plays out. Go get Bradley Chubb. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's the only thing in this world that matters.